Alright, what's up, everybody? This is going to be a Dune 2 review. I'm here joining my sister. She doesn't want to be on camera, so we're just going to talk about it.
I'm not camera ready. My hair looks terrible.
She's not camera ready. You got to talk up a little bit more.
Oh.
Talk up a little more.
Hi.
A little bit higher.
I feel like I'm yelling at this point.
That'll work.
Okay.
Okay. Anyhow, what did you think of the movie?
You can't just start. You have to say some stuff first, and then I'll think about it.
Alright, fine. Oh, shit. This is going great. Anyways, I thought the movie was like a 7.5 out of 10. Personally, I think it was worse than the first one. And because of one specific reason, it didn't flow well. It didn't flow well. I think it was extremely choppy, and the end felt a bit. It felt a bit rushed and a bit anticlimactic. I'm not gonna lie. All right.
Okay. Wait.
By the way, spoiler alert. There will be spoilers. Go ahead.
You feel like the end was anticlimactic?
A bit anticlimactic.
Okay, I disagree because the ending of the movie was literally like, well, we're starting a holy war.
Okay.
It was one of the most climatic endings because it's like, oh crap, the war is like actually officially started.
Okay, I'll point that with this. So you say it's supposed to be climatic because it's like literally starting a holy war, but we have no understanding about the universe.
I know
that it like means nothing to us right now.
Okay, well, they kind of like hinted at it because they're like, he's gonna like
kill billions of people through his visions.
When Paul, when Paul, they hint at it like, yeah, they're like, he's going, when he starts this holy war, he will kill, I think it's an estimated like 60 billion people from launching this. So this was, I don't think it was anticlimactic. I think it was like, oh crap. Like the movie ended, and like I think one of the last lines was like, "Now the holy war has officially begun."
Mm-hmm.
Why did you think it was anticlimactic?
So, all right. So this is where spoilers gets in. So I think it's anticlimactic because I think the most climactic moment in the movie was when Paul gets on stage in front of everybody and declares himself like, "Hey yo, I'm the son of Gaib." And he's talking to everybody. That's like the most climactic the movie got. It gets to the war part, and it's like the planning of it was more climactic than the actual
that's real
fighting. And like for the emperor of the entire universe being there, there was no security at all. Like they got ran through instantly.
Talk about the scene where Paul gets stabbed.
Right. Also, this is just like a very nitpick. It's not like the most. It's not gonna make me hate the movie or anything. But I was like super like, hello, was anybody paying attention to this? At the very end, when Paul gets in a fight with I'm not gonna spoil that, but you probably already know. I'm being honest here. He gets in a fight. He eventually gets stabbed right in the gut. Like he gets boom right here in the gut. And then he grabs the knife with his right hand. It stabs him in the chest right here. He takes this knife out and kills the guy with it. Then takes this knife out. The entire time he's going like he got stabbed in the lungs, right? Dude, it is fine. No medical attention. Nothing happens. He is perfectly fine. I'm sitting there in the movie theater like, how is dude? He was just like, he had like a collapsed lung right there. That disappeared. It was crazy. It never paid attention to that. There was no point in him getting stabbed at all. You have any thoughts about that?
No, because I was thinking that in the movie, like when he was like, this is the scene towards the end when he is fighting Austin Butler in a duel, and Austin Butler's character like stabs him. And I remember him like, yeah, he was breathing heavily and stuff. And I actually thought, I was like, oh, I think Paul like Timothy Chalamet's character is going to die. Because I haven't read the books or anything, and I didn't have any spoilers before I was watching the movie. So he was acting like he was about to die. So I thought Austin Butler's character was going to win, and then all of a sudden, Paul ends up winning the battle or winning the duel, and he gets up and acts like nothing, like he's not hurt still. And I was like, okay, maybe that's like adrenaline or something going through him. Like it was enough to be like, Paul got stabbed and then just removed the knife from himself and acted like nothing happened. And I was like, that's not
twice. By the way, the blades are like 11 inches.
The blade was
Paul,
huge.
Timothy Chalamet, pretty skinny dude. I would not be surprised if that blade went in and out. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's just a cute. Like I was just like, I don't know why. I don't know. It just like you would like that blade was so big. Like I thought he was gonna die or something because I was like, oh my god, he got stabbed. And I was like, oh my god, is it gonna end both of them dying? Because realistically, I was like, I don't know. It was just like he just kind of got up and acted like it was fine.
Yeah, I'm not mad that he got stabbed twice. I'm mad that he got stabbed twice, took both blades out, and then was fine. Like no medical attention at all. Like nothing happened.
I thought people were gonna rush over to him
and help him.
And they didn't. They just kind of stood there.
Like that would have made a lot of sense. Like, okay, he just got stabbed twice. Let's give him some medicine or something.
I love how
he was fine.
It's like a whole duel scene, and like it was enough of like Timothy acted out the part of like so well when it was like Gabe and I literally was sitting there and we were like, who is gonna help him? Like he's literally about to die. Like he was over here, like he was breathing, like you were saying, like inhaling a lot, and I was just like, is nobody gonna help this man?
Yeah. Oh. In the beginning, when I was referring to choppy, I think a good example of that is it was so there was a point in the movie, and this shows how it was kind of choppy, and I got really confused. So Paul like wakes up and he's like, "Oh crap, something's happening in the distance." Goes up and they see like these bombs happening in the distance, and they come to find out that the Freeman base in the north was like getting bombed and stuff. And the way it was like pieced together made it seem like nobody was there. But then like it cuts and apparently like Stilgar was in the blast and like he was super affected and so were a lot of people. But like it showed nothing, like nobody getting hurt at all. It just showed like the home base getting blown up. But again, the way it was pieced together made it seem like nobody was there and like everybody was out camping, right? And then right after that is like right after that it was like made clear that Paul needs to go south now because there's nothing in the north. And then but the way it was pieced together had Paul's character. I mean, Paul say the last thing was he needs to stay behind in the north to protect everybody going south. And then it showed worms going, and I assumed Paul wasn't with the worms. I was wrong. Apparently, he got there before everybody else in the south and drank the water, and then Chaney's character got there and helped out, which was like it was just pieced together very oddly, so it was very choppy, and it didn't make a whole lot of sense sometimes. But you just kind of roll with it. You have any thoughts there? No, she doesn't. So yeah, I'm giving it like a 7.5 out of 10. I think the first one was better because I one of the things I really like in movies is when it flows well, and Dune 2 did not flow very well. It was very choppy.
I liked Dune 2 better than Dune 1. I feel like Dune 3 is. I think they're going to be making Dune 3 Messiah. I think. I don't think it's been confirmed yet, but I have a feeling like obviously like I think they'll go through with it. I think it'll be confirmed soon. And I think that'll be my favorite one because we do see Paul's sister, that's played by
Anna Taylor-Joy, was in the movie for like 3 seconds.
She was in the movie for 3 seconds, but I think that she'll have a bigger character in the next movie, and I think that that's gonna be really interesting because does she have all the powers that Paul does?
I'm not sure.
Okay. I don't know. I just also heard that like if the third movie like gets confirmed that she's gonna be playing a lot of a bigger role. So
It was kind of funny though, because on like the red carpets and everything like that, like for like the promotion for the movie, Anna was like with the main cast, like she was super important in this
I think
movie.
they were trying to tease her.
And it was like literally 3 seconds in this movie.
I think they were trying to like tease everybody, saying like she's in this movie and she's gonna obviously have a bigger role in the next one. That's why they brought her out.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, she literally was only in like one scene, and it was like you were just watching it and you're like, oh, hey, and then she was like left, and that was it.
Yep.
So.
Also, I don't understand why they even had the emperor and the emperor's daughter. Like it started off with the emperor's daughter, and like she was supposed to be getting a lot of information, but she had no impact in the story at all.
Oh, I thought she did.
I didn't get any impact from her. Like, I think the only thing that happened with her, like in the story, other than being like expedition though, was literally just like she's gonna get married potentially to Paul at the end because he won her hand or something. Like, other than that, I don't think that character had like anything to do with the movie, other than just like talking to the grandmother and the Bezagenerate or whatever you say, however you say that.
I feel like she was like the character that pieced. She was piecing it together, and I think it was important to show her. I also think that she will play a bigger role in the next movie.
Potentially.
But I think it goes to show, like, for me, it was helpful when I was watching it because because that's Florence Pugh's character. When she was piecing everything together, that helped me as like an audience member understand what was going on behind the scenes, and really made me understand that like I forget what that count like the council, I guess, of the ladies who like know the
Bezagenerate or something like that.
Okay, so those people like that. I don't know,
we'll just call them the witches.
Okay. So it made me understand like they had everything planned out. Like that's their whole purpose. Like they were like we plan everything out because that guarantees that we can have a plan and like control things. And so I didn't really understand that personally just from watching the movie until like when Florence Pugh's character was like talking it through with her Reverend Mother and everything like that. And she was like, like this prophecy sounds like some of her old teachings or something. She just went along those lines. And then she was like, that's exactly how we made it to be or something like that.
Yeah, see, I didn't have that problem because like I watched the first movie like 3 days before. And like that was already explained in the first movie. But I guess because the movie was like 3 years apart, they went ahead and explained that. I guess that was like the only like big purpose of that character. But yeah. Got any more thoughts, GiGi?
I feel like the third movie will be very, very good. Zendaya did a fantastic job. I mean, everybody did. I will say, I thought the worm scene when Paul rides a worm, that was insane.
That's one of the peaks in the movie is when he called the grandfather worm, and then everybody was like, "Whoa, not that big, Stilgar."
It was.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. That's a highlight of the movie for sure. I think personally, I think the beginning part of the movie was better than the later half. You agree? Because in the beginning part, you had like Fade Rafa fight. You had the Freeman.
Let's talk about that for a second. Isn't that Austin Butler's character?
Mm-hmm.
When he was in like the ring or whatever, or like the what's it called? When he was fighting people.
It was like a Coliseum.
When it was like in the Coliseum thing, the shots that it showed, it was all black and white. It showed the audience.
Hey,
that was insane.
That was that Coliseum fight. That entire thing was great cinema.
It like literally, I was like.
And the fireworks were ink droplets.
Wait, what?
The fireworks were ink droplets.
I was so confused what that was actually because when I was watching it, because that's when after he like won the battle, right?
Yes, and like before they start like doing the fireworks, there were black ones and there were white ones at night.
Yeah. Because I saw it and I was like, I don't know what that is, but okay. I didn't really think anything of it, but now that you pointed out, was that actually?
It was ink droplets. Yeah, they dropped ink to make that splatter,
That's
and then
crazy.
they made it like into fireworks.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, it was great. Also, the people in the back that had like they were all in black and they had the bullhorns.
They scared me.
That was like creepy.
When he was walking, they just popped out. I thought they was gonna fight ghosts.
Yeah, yeah.
Things.
So like you just see Fade and he's like in the middle of the Coliseum and like he's about to fight people and then all of a sudden in the background you just see them step out of the darkness and the light.
They're like
and everyone was like
the guards. They're like the guards and to like make sure the battle is
like keeps going so they don't like run away from each other.
Right, but I literally was like, it kind of. I'm not gonna lie, it freaked me out for a second because I didn't know what it was.
There was an audible gasp in the entire like.
It was me. I'm just kidding.
You know, it was like a lot of people in the what do you call it, the theater that just like when you saw them pop out from the darkness into the light, everybody was like, ooh. So that was a great scene.
Yeah,
that was great.
That was one of the coolest scenes in the movie. I will say, like, this movie is just like there's so many like people online were like, talking about how many like shots of the scene and like how well it was actually filmed and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like the actual they were just praising the cinematography of the film.
Yeah, it did have great cinematography.
It really did. Also, one more thing I wanted to say, I forget the names of the like the soldiers, but when they jumped up and then just like went up that rock.
That was pretty cool.
That was, I'm not kidding. That was, if I'm being totally honest, one of my top 3 favorite parts of the entire film. Because I remember when I was watching it, I like audibly gasped when I was watching it. I really loved that scene. That was so cool to me. Like
they gained that was some very high ground too.
That was so insane. I loved that scene when they were just like going up. Because like the way they shot it was like it just showed them like scaling this rock. And it just showed like the actual I think there's like pictures all over Twitter about it. But it just shows them scaling this rock, and then it shows the background too and how high up they're going. And I was just like, the cinematography. I mean, again, it's just like the cinematography went crazy in this movie. Yeah. They
did a lot. They hit with a lot of stuff.
It's one of those movies I feel like I need to go back and watch it a few times.
Yeah, because of the choppiness, I have to watch it multiple times to really like get it. But I mean,
I didn't so much mind the choppiness. I mean, to me, I didn't think it was like really choppy. To me, it was just like, I mean, I could understand how you can see it that way. I didn't think it was like necessarily like really choppy or anything. Because to me, I was like, okay, this felt more fast paced than the first Dune movie, which I appreciated because I was like, I felt like there was a little bit more action, and that's just my personal preference. But it's still one of those movies I want to rewatch again because I feel like I was trying to process all the information, really trying to keep up with the plot. Because I mean, there are so many like little things going on and like characters' names to remember and stuff. It's one of those things where I was like, I want to sit down and like really just focus on like the delivery of the acting and like understanding the casting and why the casting directors made the choice for this actor to play this role and really dissect it more, because that's when to me that's when it starts getting like that's when you can really like truly appreciate the film, like really digest it when you've watched it a few times and you can like appreciate all the aspects of it, not just like watching and go, that was a great story, next, like to really appreciate. I don't know. That's just the way that I am. When I like something, I want to like make sure like I know everything about it. So if somebody asks me a question about it, I can be like, I love this, and also did you know that this character did this because it actually helped them tie into their role by doing this, like things like that.
What do you think about how the Baron ended?
Oh, I saw some things on Twitter. Some people were like mad about it or something.
I'm mad about it too. I don't know what they're saying on Twitter, but like. Baron seemed like such a good villain. Like he just seemed like he was a brute, but he was being controlled, and like he needed to let. It would have been great to have him like let out his brutality because he's supposed to be very brutal, and he just like ended. And also, they revealed that he was Paul's grandfather, and that seemed like it was supposed to be a big moment, and it gets brought up like it's like big. Why is it big? It was never explained like why that's supposed to be important. So yeah, I don't know like what where the importance was for that. All right, well that's me and my sister Gigi's Dune 2 thoughts. Uh, I say Dune 1 was better than Dune 2. She says Dune 2 was better than Dune 1. Dune 1. Yeah, everybody, have a great day.